excerpt from Resilience, which is, or was, the largest literary collection of trans women and came out non-binary literature in the world until February when Nameless Women came out. And I encourage you to buy Nameless Women and maybe buy our book. The story I'm going to read tonight, I am reading in honor of my trans sisters and my niece in Olympia who needs me fighting for their right to be free. There is this thing that cisgender people assume about my life as a transgender woman. That before I transitioned, I had male privilege. And according to their interpretation of my body, the male privilege that I acquired during puberty and freely used all the way up until my transition freely and forevermore informs and invalidates my understanding of what it means to be a real girl and subsequently a real woman. The problem here lies in one very flawed sexist assumption that a girl designated male at birth experiences puberty just like a boy designated male at birth. This assumption also implies that transgender girls and transgender women experience their bodies in the same way that cisgender boys and cisgender men do. This logic is biological determination at its best and trans misogyny at its worst. So I implore you, my gentle listeners, to consider the following. Consider what your life would feel like if you inhabited a different body than the one you know now. A body that didn't match the gender you were assigned at birth. Think about that for a moment, and then travel back in time with me to puberty. Imagine that you're a teenage girl that suddenly got big, hairy, and overwhelmingly tall overnight. Consider how it would feel to not develop breasts and hips like every other girl your age. What would it be like for your whole face, shoulders, legs, in fact, your entire body to get harder, sharper, and more masculine? Could you even recognize yourself in the mirror anymore? Can you imagine how that would feel? And then think about this. How you would rather be dead instead of living a life, living a lie for the rest of your life. Consider this as well. Being in a body that can't make babies, not being able to make friends with other girls your age, not having permission to wear the clothes you want to wear, being called a faggot by boys, being outed as gay by your mother, except not gay as in lesbian, but gay as in liking boys. Receiving gifts made for men, specifically, repeatedly, throughout your entire childhood, at every single goddamn holiday, including your own birthday. Being told how handsome you are. Being forced to live your entire life, of which only happens once, in this particular rock, in this particular planet, on a very certain time period, under a very, very, very fucked up set of rules. And all because of the gender assignment you never signed up for at birth. Think about all of that. That is what it's like to be a transgender girl growing up. And let me tell you one thing, it is not a fucking privilege. So next time you want to go up to a trans woman and say, what about your male privilege? I want you to think about me. I want you to think about a little girl who was robbed of an estrogen-based puberty, who was told by her mother, by society, that she was going to hell. She was sick, perverted, wrong. Imagine a little girl praying to the stars every night, wishing the changes would just stop. Remember me. Remember my niece in Olympia. Remember all of the girls and women out there fighting for their right to be free. Remember.